How are we doing, everybody, and welcome back to another build guide. Today we're playing Project Diablo 2, and this is going to be my take on the Holy Bolt Paladin slash healer slash map killer. So we're just going to jump right into it as we always do. We're going to head and do some quick content just so you guys can see how this build plays. There's tons of different ways to play it, but it is very, very strong. You can clear just about any content in the game. And is a great party player, as you not only heal, but you also buff everybody in the game. As you can see, these guys go down real quick. Throw redemption on, get our mana back. And this is a single player file, character file that I've just been messing around with. So I do have really, really good gear. So this is going to be a perfect, ideal section. Alright, we're going to do River of Flame really quick. And on swap, we do have a teleport to make this go a little bit faster here. We can get around some of these guys. Alright, there we go. And at the very end, we will run a map. But as you guys can see, everything basically dies. You are super self-sufficient. Can kill just about anything and everything. It's really easy to keep your mercenary alive as your holy bolts heal him. And everything just gets shredded. Now once again, this is a single player character with perfect rolls, but it is very accomplishable to do this in multiplayer on PD2 as well. Alright, so really quick, we're going to go here and kill Diablo, just to kind of highlight what this thing can do. And at the very end, we will do a map or half a map. I don't want to shred all of your guys this time. We'll pop that guy. Pop that guy. Head on over here. Kill him. And then this character is actually only a level 90 character, so we're not even fully maxed yet. We still have potentially 9 more skill points to put in. All the quests are done though. See our mercenary, but if he gets jumped a little bit, we can heal him up. Very, very safe build, very, very strong build. It is a plus skills build, so it's all based on basically your gear. And there he goes. There's a Catherine's battle staff. We'll go put Diablo out of his misery here. And then in Project Diablo 2, it also shotguns. So you can either focus all of your bolts really close, or you can spread them out very far. So whichever you prefer, whatever your gameplay style is, that is an option for you. And I don't have it mapped. There's that. So really quick here, we're going to go over the gear that I've selected. A couple different options for you. Obviously, like I said, this is single player, so there's super broken gear on here, but it is all technically obtainable on multiplayer. And then I'll give you some more realistic options as well. So let's jump into it, starting with gear. Just for simplicity's sake, I'm using a Heart of the Okoto in a 4-socketed flail, obviously. This does roll perfect, 30 FCR, 30 all res. An alternative weapon that I see some people using is this guy right here, Hand of the Blessed Light. You do more damage with this. You do lose the all res and the faster cast rate. So if we do throw that on really quick, you can see 4800 to 5300. But you're going to have to make some more difficult gear decisions as far as gaining FCR. So at the helmet, currently I am running a yellow diadem. This is obviously a insanely good diadem. I did socket it, but it has the 20 FCR, 2 to Pally skills, all res 20, and then I threw some Istrins in it. Obviously, that's pretty unattainable. So any basically +2 Pally skill with 20 FCR is basically what you want. You can also use a Shaco, so I've got an Isted Shaco here. But once again, you have to make up the faster cast rate somewhere. The break point for this build is 125 FCR is what you need to hit. In the chest slot, obviously V-Magi. Once again, perfect rolls, just because it's single player. This one happened to corrupt a indestructible or enhanced defense. I don't know which one, why it rolled both, whatever. So yeah, there's that. 2 socketed, just threw Istrins in it for the heck of it. You can put whatever you want in those, not a big deal. For the shield slot, I am using a Haas Herald of Zechariah shield. 2 socketed, slammed, increased max life on it, so that's basically worthless. In the 2 sockets, I put 1 Cham rune and then an Istrin just for magic finds. The Cham makes it so he cannot be frozen. If you do get a cannot be frozen roll on anything else, obviously you can put something else in here. So you can do either runes or perfect diamonds to bolster your resistances. Obviously you won't be rolling perfect gear unless you're super rich. You can also use the Spirit Shield here. This gives +4 to skills, but no FCR. You can use a Spirit Shield and get FCR with only 2 skills. So that's kind of something you guys got to weigh. Boots, currently using War Triumphs just for the Magic Find. This one actually rolled more Magic Finds. These Magic Find boots have 69% on them. That's pretty insane. You can basically use whatever you want. I was even using Silk Weaves for a while just to try to keep mana up. Decided to swap them out and then just focus on using Redemption more often. That's something you can definitely do. If you're in a party, maybe go with Silk Weaves. That way you can keep your more support auras up more often. That's probably the way to go, as this double dips with sorceresses and any elemental damages as a party buff, okay? Gloves, using Mage Fist for the FCR and the regen mana. You could also use Train Gloves or anything with FCR on them. Belt, Arak for the FCR and the 1-all skills, obvious there. Corrupted all res 7 on these bad boys. For the jewelry, currently using a Wisp, just a random Wisp. Plus 1-all skills, a little bit of Magic Find. Kind of whatever. You can use 2 BKs, 2 Sojas, whatever. As long as you hit that 125 breakpoint, you can use FCR rings, whatever you got to do to get to 125. So I'm currently at 125 with mine. I'm actually at 130. But once you start making changes, so for example, you want to use the other weapon in here, you can throw that bad boy on. Now you're only at 100, so you got to make up 25. So you could do, you know, 2 10 FCR rings and a 10 FCR amulet or something. Just some other options for you. So yeah, this one here is a 10 FCR BK ring, slam 10 FCR on it. And then, as you guys just saw, I'm running a Maris. Best in slot here, obviously don't need the all res. Just using it for the 2 skills right now. Best in slot would be like a +3 to combat, Pally combat skills with a 10 FCR amulet. And then slam something else onto it would be the kind of the best dream amulet there. But once again, this is single player, so I'm not investing a whole lot of time into it. Just kind of messing around with the best stuff that I think I can make easily and efficiently. On weapon swap here, as you guys saw, we have a Naj staff. This is for the blink charges. You get level 1 blink, 3 charges, and then every 8 seconds you regain a charge. Pretty handy to have around. They're not too hard to find, and they're fairly cheap to trade for. You have that. As far as the inventory goes, obviously these charms are going to be super broken just because it's what comes in this pluggy pack. So I've got combat skillers. First couple ones all have 45 life. Then I've got a couple 12 FHRs, Geeds, Pally Torch, and a Perfect Annie. As far as these go, just some all res 20 lifers and then some mana 20 lifers. Obviously this stuff is just going to be whatever you have. Fill in your resistances to max them out. If you are double dipping with like a Maris or something, I mean, you don't even need half of these. Probably don't need any of them with the Maris. Like, just an insane amount of res. Still don't need it even with the Maris. You guys can see, I mean, this build is very tanky, and that doesn't even include the... Oh, I have Sanctuary on. Duh. Even still, still have max res. Even so, if you need to bolster your resistances, you totally can. Throw some P diamonds in there, throw some Umrunes in there, throw an Umrune in your helmet, whatever. Get those resistances maxed out, and go from there. As far as the skill tree, starting the combat skills here, this is going to be the primary tree. We're going to go right down the middle here. We're going to max Holy Bolt, 20 points. We're going to max Holy Light. This is kind of just a damage bump from this guy here. You get 16% magic damage for every level in Holy Light. So we max that guy out. 1 point to Blessed Hammer. We're not investing anything to that. It's worthless for this build. We're going to max Fist of the Heavens. Once again, is another synergy, 16% magic damage. And then we're going to max Holy Nova. Alright, once again, 16% magic damage. So all those are just buffing the living heck out of our Holy Bolt, giving us a ton of damage. And then all of our plus skills from our P-combs, etc. all send our damage through the roof. 5k damage. Alright, we're going to skip this for now. We're going to head over to our offensive auras. I threw 1 point into Conviction just to help out with immunities in party play. Obviously for you, you're not really going to use this too much unless you come across magic immunes. So I threw 1 point into Conviction in that tree. And then in this tree here, we got a couple different skills that we like to use. We're going to use Cleansing to get rid of any curses or poison damage that we don't want. Vigor is how I usually run around town, so I've got that on my 5 key there. Redemption is going to be our primary method of getting our mana back. So whenever you run out of mana, just pop Redemption, eats up all the corpses. In Project Diablo 2, it does not heal life. You do have to have some sort of other method of sustain. And then lastly, we have our Salvation. Now for you, this doesn't do really anything. It doesn't bolster your damage or anything like that, as you guys can see. It does give you max res and gives your mercenary max res when you're not in town, and he actually gets the aura. But the big thing is that it increases elemental damage of your party by 31%. This is level 1, so I've got 1 point into it. If you're double dipping, for example, you're double dipping with like an Enchantress Source in your party, this sends their damage through the roof and makes incredibly crazy damage numbers. So definitely a 1 point wonder for single player, obviously. You got to invest quite a few points into this if you're in a party. When I play mostly solo for PD2 online multiplayer, so I only have 1 point into this. And then what I do is go back to combat skills here, and all of the rest of my points I'm going to invest into Holy Shield. What that's going to do is, in the stats section, it's going to allow me to invest less dexterity to hit max block, and then more dexterity into vitality, which at the moment, with my other skills on, we don't hit max block. There it is. So now we have max block again, which allows us to put more points of vitality, which is how we have such a huge life pool, not including these 45 lifers that most people won't have. So with the stats here, I invest 95 hard points into strength here. That's going to give us enough strength to wear these boots, which will then allow us to wear our Haas shield, which is 89. Never mind. So I guess you technically only need 89 strength. And then your boots and the shield itself both give you a ton of strength. You don't really need to invest more than that, so I can actually even remove a few more points here. Yeah, so we're going to want 89 hard points into strength here, or enough with your other gear so you don't have to strength glitches on. You can strength glitch them on if you like. I don't like doing it. I've lost way too much gear over the years doing it. I just invest the extra couple of points. Everything else can go into vitality. Max block, obviously, go get punched by somebody in hell, and then make sure your max block is 75%. Everything else, vitality, once again, have a ton of life, and that's the way to do it. Alright, we're going to pop all these guys back down here. Whoops, not that. Just to kind of give you a fully kitted, maxed out character. And once again, there's a couple more things that we could do. Like this, for example, isn't a 4-socketed V-Magi. I think you can have 4 sockets in the Haas shield here. You could use a, four-socketed Hand of Blessed Light type of dealio. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. Let's check out the Mercenary real quick. The Mercenary just kind of threw a bunch of random stuff on just to try to maximize his damage. So some of this gear will be good, some of it will be unattainable. Right here, this is a Reaper's Toll. This has 4 increased attack speed / ED jewels. So it's these really, really broken ED jewels that they just kind of give you right here. These are super, super expensive. Obviously, you're probably not going to be investing that much into a Reaper's Toll. But just for giggles, that's what I did. Reaper's Toll, Reaper's Toll. So this thing does a ton of damage. 4,500 damage. Also got the F Andes with a 40-15 in it as well, I believe. Just threw kind of a random F Jastop on there. That is attainable. I believe it has been nerfed a little bit in PD2, so there's other options. Like you could use like an F Tyreals or something if you want to get wild with it. Like this is straight up broken. Level 8 Might on top of his Defiance Aura makes him do buku damage. Just threw some F Drax on there. That gives him more life stolen per hit, increased attack speed, life after kill, all that good stuff. And then some Goblin's Toe, I threw those on there for the Crushing Blow chance and the damage reduction. So, pretty cool overall. We'll hop into a map really quick. I just kind of got a random map here. I'll show you guys kind of what that looks like. I think this is a T1 map. Yeah. Just a random map, nothing crazy. We'll pop it and see what goes on. Like I said, primary R that I run is going to be Redemption, and then I switch back and forth, depending on kind of what I'm doing. So as you guys can see, we were doing a ton of damage in here. Worldstone Shard, don't even care about it, I've got 2 stacks of them. This is one of the better maps for T1s and T3s are my favorite maps to run. With this map, you gotta be a little bit careful with the magic immunes that spawn. It can be kind of annoying sometimes. You can shoot that off, your Holy Nova Aura, whenever you need to heal your teammates, either party members or your Mercenary. Obviously my Mercenary is like fully kitted out and doesn't need too much heals. There we go. As you guys can see, everything dies pretty quickly here. Running the Redemption Aura at the moment, we're super tanky. One thing I did wish is that the Holy Light Aura did heal yourself. I don't know why it doesn't. It's kind of sad. I wish that's something they should change. As well as the other Aura, which is the Holy Light Aura. It's kind of not worth anything. It's kind of terrible. Gonna run our Redemption Aura just to get some mana back. And once again, Redemption does not heal your life anymore. It just heals mana in this mod. And just making our way downtown. I'm gonna find the boss. He's usually over here somewhere. Kind of just skipping a lot of the trash just so I can kind of show you guys. I mean, you guys get the general idea of what's going on here. Once again, I've got amp damage on me. I could switch over to like prayer or something to get rid of the amp damage. You can see our Mercenary is getting just absolutely jumped over here by a bunch of stuff, and he's handling it just fine. Did I miss the entrance? Oh no, I think it's down and around. I'm back up a little bit. We're taking a lot of damage with amp damage and me standing and all that stuff. Got towering. Hit recovery is fairly important with this build. You want to make sure you're hitting at least the first or second breakpoint. As when you get put in hit recovery, you can't cast. So. And also, being that this is single player, I don't have a loot filter on, so fortunately there's going to be a whole lot of ground spam here. Alright, there it is. He's right here in the middle. Try to clear this out a little bit here, and we'll run up in there. Another thing a lot of people like to do is put charge on their left click. You can also hot swap back and forth with charge, just to move around a little bit quicker. I don't think it's super necessary, but if you're traveling long distances in between packs and stuff, totally. Now these guys are super beefy with the buff that they get from the main boss in here. Where's my mercenary at? Come on, guy. There we go. Come on up, pal. You guys can see they get melted pretty quick. There they got their buff again. I want to take out these archers as soon as possible. There we go. There's the boss down. Looks like he didn't even drop a map. Might be a server side thing. Alrighty guys, so there it is. You guys get the idea. Cleared a whole map. That's basically it for this episode. If you guys like this style where I just kind of do a most optimum style build, please let me know down in the comments below. I'm going to do a couple more of these build guide videos. Unfortunately, with the way trading is on Project Diablo 2 right now and the amount of time that I have to invest in Project Diablo 2, this is probably going to be the style of my build guides, at least for a little bit until they can get the trade site fixed. It's just too much time investment to sit there and mess around with trying to haggle with individual people to get a single peak home. So that's how it's going to go. I'm going to try to still get as many guides up as I can. They're still going to be useful. I'll still give you guys alternative options so you guys aren't looking for something like this, which is completely busted and unrealistic to find in multiplayer. I mean, you can find it, but it's. I mean, if someone drops this is, I don't know, 20, 30 irons, who knows? Like, just an insane amount of. This is absolutely god tier roll on a diadem. So I will keep that in mind. I'll try to use more realistic items. But with that being said, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video guide. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button for more Project Diablo 2, Path of Diablo, and Vanilla Diablo content. I try to upload about once a week. Also stream live over on twitch.tv/LittleWillis121. Give me a follow there if you'd like to watch me live. That's all I have for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next time.
If I don't fuck with it or you, then I just cannot stay. Got people who never saw me know my name. Satisfied just to work for stay the same. In my world, I be on that silent hill, yeah, yeah. Born into the fog, truly do this shit for real, yeah, yeah. Sin, I'm sin, so much I might need a